Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Thursday, March the 16th. Let's start with Donald Trump's bloody budget. He released a budget plan today, and I don't think we have any idea where this will end up, certainly not where it starts precisely with what he's proposed, but it gives you an idea of their thinking. A huge increase in military spending and cuts in nearly everything else, from the State Department on down to the level where real people might feel it. Well, they do away with the WIC program to provide good nutrition for women who are pregnant and for their young children. It would transfer money from public schools to private schools. It would slash all funding for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, for National Public Radio, for the Endowment for the Arts, for the Endowment for the Humanities. It would end support to poor parts of the country that voted for Donald Trump. The Delta Regional Authority in Arkansas would be out of business. The Appalachian Regional Authority, the same thing. No money for climate research whatsoever. A tremendous reduction in spending on science research. Do people want this? They elected him. That's what they're going to get. We shall see. I noticed there was one man outside a Trump rally in Nashville yesterday who said he'd voted for Donald Trump, holding up a sign saying, "I made a big mistake." Well, we're going to have to live with it for several more years. Let's go to the Arkansas legislature. Sort of a surprise in the Arkansas House. After an hour of debate today, the House defeated a bill to start a pilot school voucher program in Arkansas. The small schools of Arkansas still have some clout. Only 35 people voted for this bill. It was sometimes emotional during the debate. I think this will come up for another vote. It's not over with yet. Also today, 36 or more students from Arkansas Tech turned out at the joint budget this morning to fight what they expected would be a proposal to drop a Department of Diversity at Arkansas Tech, a retaliation by legislators against a department that had nothing to do with, but was seen as having something to do with, a sex education program on campus last week that included some education for gay students, which is particularly objectionable to legislators. The school is trying to tamp down legislative resistance. There may be another vote next week, but so far so good for at least protecting academic freedom at Arkansas Tech. It's always an issue with the Arkansas legislature. Guns, a big anti-gun, or at least let's call it a gun safety group, bought a big ad in the Arkansas Democrat Gazette today, and it apparently spurred a huge amount of calls to the governor's office asking him to veto the campus carry bill, which came out of the House yesterday. He says he will not make a decision today, although they've indicated previously he would sign the bill. But there's a tremendous amount of outrage on the part of parents of students in colleges who aren't happy about thinking about a lot more guns in the classrooms where their children attend. By the way, great piece on Arkansas Blog today by a University of Arkansas professor who points out that advocates who said the University of Mississippi does the same thing, she's found a policy which is online, and I found it too. Well, no, they don't do the same thing. There is an enhanced concealed carry permit in Mississippi. It does allow people to take guns onto college campuses, but only in those areas that haven't been deemed secure by the colleges. At Ole Miss, for example, the policy basically deems nearly every single building on campus, and notably athletic events, as secure areas where guns are not allowed. There are no such carve-outs in the Arkansas law. It's a bad law. The governor shouldn't sign it, but I'm not sure we can count on that happening. Call him, 682-2345. Another legislative issue that likely will not bend to pressure but deserves some attention anyway. Faith Voices of Arkansas distributed a letter today urging people to call their legislator and ask them to support Reverend Vivian Flowers' bill that's going to come up next week in the legislature that would abolish capital punishment. This is in the context of the governor rushing to kill 8 people in 10 days in April before our supply of execution drugs run out. Nobody really believes there's a chance the Arkansas legislature will abolish the death penalty, but Faith Arkansas lists a lot of good reasons to do it, many of them economic, many of them practical, and particularly because you can't correct a mistake when an innocent person is executed. These are good things to think about, at least, even if there's not likely a change in the future for Arkansas anytime soon. Elsewhere today, a Centerton young man found a 7-carat diamond at the Crater of Diamonds State Park. How about that? And I mentioned getting a way to get out of the state faster the other day. Well, the House today approved that bill without a dissenting vote that would allow 75-mile-an-hour speed limit on the freeways and 65 on other highways. That bill goes to the Speaker. And finally, you're not on the invite list. I'm certainly not, but they live regally at the Arkansas legislature. Tonight is the Speaker's Ball. A big fancy to-do at Robinson Center. Formal dress, please, for the steak and lobster and martinis and champagne. The Speaker got a bill passed that was signed into law 2 weeks ago that legalized this event. It says the Republican Party, which is the nominal host, is not a lobbyist. It authorizes swag bags, gifts of any amount, to everybody who is invited to the party. The legislature will be there. Republican Party will be there. You can be sure there'll be a lot of lobbyists there. The great unwashed like you and me, well, we can stand outside the balcony and perhaps they'll throw us some crumbs. Oh, and by the way, sign up for a March 30th crumb watch at the Senate President's Ball. It will be at the Women's City Club in downtown Little Rock, March the 30th. That's about enough ranting and raving today, I suppose. I'm Max Brantley. I'll resist. I hope you will too.